Hello to my Leos. All right, this is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards, Leos. This reading is for the 18th through the 25th of December. We're in a waning gibbous moon phase where you want to be banishing hexes and curses. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. All right. All right. You want to get into your, here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, karma is not good or bad. It just is. So you want to put together a list of things that you are grateful for. Here we have the Dame of Pentacles here. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles here. Somebody wants to, really sit down and really think about getting into divine feminine energy, where source is there, right? Because here we have the Ace of Swords here. Because somebody could be experiencing some concerns around money. Somebody could be experiencing some concerns around moolah, baby. Some money, right? So source is trying to fix that for you. So you and somebody could be experiencing some issues around the energy of money. The source is trying to put you back in your crab shell. Like source is trying to put you in hermit mode so that you can receive some downloads, right? So the great thing about this cycle is that we started out in a new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of good luck and good fortune. So you want to sit down and write out what you're grateful for. Put together a gratitude list. That's going to help a lot of people. You want to speak that into existence. You want to give air to that. You want to breathe air onto it. What do you speaking into existence, right? So there's two sides to that sword. What is the motive? Well, what's the reason? What's the motive? What's the reason? What is the reason? Right? You want peace and harmony. You want peace and harmony. You want sacred relationships, sacred ties, right? You want to get in that divine feminine energy, right? Empress card. Is someone preggers? Is someone with child? Is someone with twins? Does someone have two kitties, two babies, right? So, somebody could, or somebody could be, pregnant with like two ideas, right? Somebody could be pregnant with two ideas, because that could also be it too. I'm talking to men and women, Leo. So you can be pregnant with two ideas, right? Creative ideas, you could give birth to some ideas that's obviously a part of your legacy, right? A part of your legacy wealth. And so Source really wants somebody to go into kind of sort of this nesting, just kind of sort of you're thinking about like going back into a hermit mode and just going through a molting process and really starting to think what you're grateful for. What are you grateful for? And so this is right here, grateful for what Source blessed you with, like what you're blessed and highly favored with, right? And so what is of value to you? What is of value to you? And then that's when you want to start thinking, what do you have in common with other human beings? There is a real call to agape love, right? And so while you may be sort of in bait and switch mode, there may be some things calling from your flesh, like I'm being, my flesh is, kind of baiting me to take some kind of action, to do something. I'm like, I want to do this, but nah, it's like, the enemy is trying to bait me into doing something. Let me pull back. It's like, I really want to do this, and right. So find out what you have in common with other human beings. You want to look at it from a human standpoint. The enemy is always trying to bait people into doing things. You know how the enemy is. The enemy within, right? Right? Enemy is always trying to bait people into doing things, right? So all it takes is for you to be with somebody who you feel like is being stubborn, and then you can hurt somebody else because you with somebody who you feel like is being stubborn, or you're connected to something that you feel like is not doing what you said. One thing can be like a domino effect that could swing back around. The moment you do something, the thing about karma is, first of all, it's the energy we put out into the universe comes back to us. Sometimes it's instantaneously, but as soon as you put it out into the universe, it comes back to you, right? It can instantly disrupt peace, right? Here we have the Seven of Pentacles here, right? So 7 is the completion of something. The completion of something. So some roots run deep. Some roots run deep when it comes to some seeds were planted, and those roots run real deep. And I'm talking about generationally, those roots run deep. When we talk about this goes generations back. This is talking about the organization. This generation going back. We're talking about the Hierophant, the high priest, like the physical. Those roots run deep. In terms of people like 5 generations deep, this right here, where somebody may feel like if somebody's being stubborn, that fire comes out. Like, I'm gonna make somebody do, I'm gonna blow towards something, I'm gonna make something happen, right? So the source is trying to help somebody to learn how to change that, this year, break a generational cycle, chain, and curse by having warm conversations. Right, by having warm conversations, because that absolutely can affect your money. So instead of being in survival mode, so it's just trying to help somebody learn how to be in thrive mode. So if you see somebody in the workplace, for instance, that you feel like is meek, instead of seeing it as a weakness, recognize that some people have learned how to let source fight their battles versus them coming off their throne in like a wild lion fashion. It's come off. Some people just let source fight their battles. They like, you just go right and straight into prayer warrior mode. Okay, source, I know you got it. Operating in faith, right? And that is passed down through the generations, right? That actually shows a strength. Your vulnerability is a strength. So the moon has moved into Leo, right? And so when the moon moves from Cancer, Leo and Cancers are the only zodiac signs that are not ruled by planets, right? Something is shining a light. Somebody could be super sensitive right now and maybe going into some kind of nesting period of just kind of sort of processing emotions. Could make somebody super sensitive right now. And that sensitivity is actually a gift, right? Could be pushing you back into that hermit mode to help you to go through a molting process of shedding that layer and allowing your vulnerability to be your strength, and saying, you know what, it's okay to be in divine feminine energy, right? Where you can learn how to pour into yourself. It's okay to be and talking to men and women Cancers. It's okay to pour into yourself. It's okay to take off that super Leo cape that I talk about a lot on my channel. It's okay to take that cape off. You don't always have to be the person that goes racing to everybody's aid, because you won't racing to everybody's aid all the time. The moment that they forget to say, oh, thank you, because they're trying to process their thoughts. They're trying to process, right? Remember, the Tower card is retrograde, so that's a total recall of their trauma. Whoever is around you, that's their trauma right now from childhood traumas. You got this Chiron is retrograde. That's the deepest of emotional wounds from childhood that people may not even understand what the heck is going on, let alone even know how to look it up and heal it, or may not even have the money to even go to therapy to help with that. Or may not even be around people who are qualified to help them with Chiron, or worse, they may not even believe in it. Those two planets alone. People still trying to figure out if Chiron is even a planet. Then you have some other planets that are currently retrograde, but Mars is the fighting planet, right? So you got to figure out if you fighting up against flesh and blood, or you fighting up for your purpose, right? By jumping and so Mars is that planet. Like I said, it's total recall, and so Source is saying you recalling stuff that you forgot all about. So that's an opportunity to say, okay, those roots run deep. And this right here, when you're dealing with somebody who is stubborn, who's somebody, you can look at it, because this deals with Taurus. Somebody could be dealing with somebody who has a Taurus sun or a Taurus moon sign, right? So let me help somebody with the light side of Taurus, whether it's a Taurus sun or Taurus moon, right? The light side of a Taurus is that they are very logical. They are also generous and trustworthy. On the light side, if you're dealing with a light Taurus, they're determined, they're understanding, kind, organized, very patient. They're stable, they're responsible, devoted, practical, and reliable. So while they may be kind of slow, like a bull, they're slowly grazing, kind of like you think about a bull that's slowly grazing in the pasture, kind of just taking their time and kind of just, may seem like they're slow. Right, if we're talking about a high vibrational Taurus, we're talking about a high vibrational Taurus. And remember that we're all in human form, so nobody is perfect. If we're talking about a high vibrational Taurus, a low vibrational Taurus, and there's always layers to it. So we're going from high to lowest, highest to lowest. But a low vibrational Taurus is jealous, lazy, stubborn, dependent, imbalanced, materialistic, and possessive. So you can be dealing with somebody who's in between. Somewhere in between high and low. Sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low. Just like Leos, you can be dealing with somebody. You can be dealing with another Leo that's a high vibrational and low vibrational Leo. Who knows? Only you know, right? Only you know. A high vibrational Leo is caring. Doesn't have a problem with saying they live a great life. There's nothing wrong with that. High vibrational Leo is optimistic, a natural leader, kind and protective, loyal, vivacious. Radiates light-filled energy that just lights up the sky, sustains all creation. We're talking about the sun. You all are ruled by the sun, right? Creative, passionate, generous, warm-hearted, cheerful, humorous. Everybody have a good time around Leos. Fun, high-vibrating Leos. But a low-vibrating Leo is arrogant, inflexible, lazy, dogmatic and prideful, domineering, jealous, and competitive, right? And so Source is saying, when you're talking about zodiac signs, and you can be some of this and some of that. Some people may say, oh yeah, I really like Leos. They fun, they this and that. But you ask another person who's familiar with you, they may say you the lowest vibrational Leo they've ever met in their life. That's their opinion. They familiar with it. Some people won't say they're familiar with this Leo. Some people are saying they're familiar with that Leo. So Source is saying to you, if you know something runs deep and something has not been working for you, you have to decide what you want to grow inside of you, because whatever action you take is going to be your karma. Whatever action you take is going to be your karma, because its roots run real deep. But whatever it is, something is going to be complete. Something is going to be complete. Five of Wands here. Like I said, we're still in a full moon phase, right? Still in a full moon phase. Source wants you to thrive. Source wants you to thrive. Source wants you in thrive mode. Source wants you in soulmate energy mode. Source wants you in peacemaker mode, where you're in where you are in harmonious mode, right? Here we have the Ace of Wands here. Yeah, with your third eye open. That's what Source wants you. Source wants you in peacemaker mode, sitting on a rainbow with somebody in divine energy, right? With your soulmate. The Source needs you to toss something into a burning bowl. Some kind of a karmic something into a burning bowl. there is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius sun and or moon sign that has initiated something, that has gotten somebody caught up in a karmic cycle. So, and I'm only saying that because 8 is a karmic number that has put you and somebody on the dark side of 8, where somebody has succumbed to passive and powerless behavior and somebody else is egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. And Source is trying to give you and somebody an opportunity to say you need to break that karmic cycle so that you all can have peace. So that you and somebody can have peace. But there are two energies. A fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. That is somebody's sun sign is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And somebody's moon sign is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but it's two energies. The Source is trying to give you and somebody an opportunity to break that karmic cycle all together. Just break it so that you all can break a generational cycle chain and curse and start the process of new growth here. So you can start seeing your money grow. You can start seeing your money grow and start seeing some good karma and start operating in meekness and allowing your vulnerability to be your strength. That's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. Get away from the gossiping and somebody judging somebody and thinking somebody judging you, all that chaos and confusion. So you get away from all of that madness. Get away from all of that stress. It's about teamwork. This is 3 of Swords. You all are leaders. Lead. Stop being followers. Lead in a very regal way. Get away from the chaos and the confusion. So this is a new legacy that is starting here, where you're going to start seeing your money grow. You're going to start seeing good karma come your way because you are deciding to walk away from energies who like to start fires, start a bunch of chaos and confusion, and you're going to walk towards the sun. That's how you're going to start the cleansing process. That's how in this waning gibbous moon, you're saying you're banishing hexes and all of that other just dark magic and all of that mess. People who like to stand in judgment of they don't want all, y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway. The people who like to create stuff like somebody's family is better than somebody else's family. Somebody's mother is a better mother than somebody else. Somebody's father is a better father than somebody else. Somebody's where they worship is better than somebody else's worship. Somebody is a dark priest and a high priest and somebody a dark high priestess and somebody else a light high priest. I mean, all of that, just chaos and confusion should not even be a part of somebody else's. And if somebody is actually pregnant, that is you're a portal. If it's your partner or spouse or whoever, our bodies are portals. That's going into somebody's. Create nightmares before something even comes out. That's a form of spell work. That's a form of spell work. All that conversation going on, lips moving, gossiping. The Source is trying to help somebody to cut the emotional ties. Here we have 8 and 3 is 11, right? 8 and 3 is 11. So it's just saying get off the emotional fence and recognize when you're in the midst of spell work. And start the process of rebuilding as a leader. Start the process of rebuilding as a leader. That's right. So you can, because this is a light high priestess. There's a difference between a person who's dark high priestess and light high priestess. The dark high priestess has not done the shadow work, right? Has not done the shadow work. This is a person who goes around and gets everybody else's gossip. They're not doing the shadow work. They're getting all this gossip about this person. They don't want to talk directly to people because it's easier to go get the dirt on other people. And so by the time they get to the person, they've already decided that a person is lying. They've already made a decision because they've talked to everybody except that person. So by the time they talk to that person, they have already made a decision. It's a decision that that person is lying. They already put that person under judgment. They've already put that person in survival mode and has already decided that that person is lying. That's a dark high priestess. But a light high priestess is a person who has done the shadow work. They've done the shadow work, and they're continuing to do the shadow work. That's how they made it to the light side. You have to be willing to go to the dark side of yourself to uncover those secrets. You have to go to the moon, that moon side. That's why I talk about your moon side, your moon sign. It's not about just the physical. We're talking about the physical and the spiritual. Both of these, the physical and the spiritual. It's not a competition. There's no competition. The physical and the spiritual. We're not talking about what it look like on the outside. We're talking about you doing the energy work. So when you're dealing with people who just familiar, that's why familiar spirits are so dangerous. They just familiar with a situation. They get a little bit of information, a little bit of gossip on people, and they take and run with it. And they only hover on that space where they're just familiar with something, but they've already made judgment. So no matter how, they can't show any compassion towards people. All they do is continue to invoke nightmares in people's lives. No matter how much you are thriving or somebody else is thriving, they continue to bring up nightmares in people's lives. So somebody gets to thriving, first thing they want to bring up is somebody died. They want to see somebody crying. They want to see somebody sad, broke down, busted, and disgusted. That's all they want to see because they just sat around and listened to somebody judging them. Somebody's source is choosing you to break a generational cycle changing curse. I don't care how many older people you have around you. Source is choosing you to break that generational cycle changing curse of all that negativity. Two of Wands. You have the whole world in front of you, so it's two energies around you. One of them you have already decided you're done with them. It's another one you kind of on the fence, but that's going to be the one that you're saying that's going to keep you in a karmic cycle for the next couple of years if you don't go ahead and just say, I need to break that karmic cycle. I need to break that karmic cycle and do my own shadow work. Some people's own family are breaking up their marriages or breaking up their relationship because they won't do their shadow work. And this is some people's families are breaking up their own. They can't even let their kids have a happy relationship because they haven't done the shadow work. Yeah, let's call a spade a spade. Some family members cannot let their own younger generation have happy unions because they haven't done the shadow work themselves. Just busybodies. So trust your first mind. I see you being booked and busy and not burdened. Somebody apologizes for betraying you. First red flag, pray and medicate. Somebody regrets lying to you. Don't look back. Toss some things into a burning bowl. You have the gift of clairsentience. You have the gift of deja vu. Always bet on you. You have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge. It's time for you to do the mirror work. The healer and protector of travelers is with you. It's time to release the burden. Sacral chakra cleanse. You are who they prayed for. The sky is now turned on. Love up on yourselves more. You deserve the best. You have the gift of premonition, forewarning. You have the gift of forewarning. Speak some things into existence. Your well of joy is within you. Close out the cycle in love. You have the gift of clairvoyance. Some of these mothers are out here jealous of their daughters. Some of these fathers out here jealous of their sons because they found their person and they still holding on to something that didn't work out for them. I mean, for real. So step through the portal. You're healing from the pain that somebody caused you. Journal your journey. The answers you seek are coming. Some of these relationships don't stand a chance, and some of these kids don't stand a chance because you got some of these families out here that's so busy causing chaos and confusion in their loved ones' unions. These kids, some of these kids are born into darkness because it's the type of conversations that's going on before they even come out of the womb. That is generational, and it runs deep because people don't want to do the shadow work and running around here calling people witches and warlocks, like, for real. So somebody's gonna be doing the shadow work. Somebody's gonna be doing the shadow work. Confidence. I matter. That's it. I matter, period. I am kind. I act in spite of fear. Somebody's going to do the work. Somebody's going to really do the work. So that if you're having kids or you decide you want to be in a relationship with somebody, people are going to feel safe around you in these divine connections. Somebody's going to give their kids a chance, for real. Somebody's going to do the shadow work. I keep the promises I make to myself. My voice matters. Someone needs to hear it. My tribe wants to see me succeed. That's it. I allow doubt to float away with ease. And some of these family members need to stop acting like they perfect. Love. I welcome uplifting conversations into my life today. I'm so grateful for the love that I feel each day. I'm willing to allow love to take space in my life. And we talk about agape love. No strings attached. So many people out here trying to embarrass and humiliate people. No grace whatsoever. Gossiping. So yeah, somebody gonna start cutting some emotional ties and start the rebuilding process. But yeah, the enemy is on somebody's heels trying to bait somebody into doing something, but your third eye is wide open now. You're rising above the judgment. You're rising above the judgment. Good for you, Leos. You know your worth. That's it, right there. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. That's right, break these curses. And some of your family members are going to call you selfish. It's about time. It's about time you took up the cape and start paying some attention to yourself and start pouring into you. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's about time. Take the cape off and start pouring into you. You've been pouring into them for how many chapters you've been pouring into them, and they still invoking nightmares. Here we have flow like water. Things are going to start flowing to you like water. You can't even bring somebody home without them complaining about something. Just a mess. So that is what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. But like I said, finish out this year strong. Put together your list of what you're grateful for, including breathing, that you made it this far and that you were able to take off the super Leo cape and start pouring into you and going for what you want for yourself. Start pouring into you. I do see your money growing. I do see you creating a brand new legacy for yourself, a very rich legacy. Somebody's ancestors are basically telling you that when you're building a legacy, it's a team. You're looking for what you have in common with your person. They have a legacy that they're bringing into it from their ancestors. You have one that you're bringing into yours. Anybody in your family that's creating dissension, and I'm talking about my family better than your family, and we don't get along with this, and we don't believe in this, and we don't believe in that. Instead of celebrating differences, they cannot come into you have to leave that divisive spirit outside. You're going to have to leave that outside. You're going to have to get it together. You're going to pray for peace and harmony before you can come in here. No. That's what I have for you all. I will see you all in the next video. All right? Okay.